Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Thursday evening. Welcome to the Dream Team Thursday evening training Zoom. Man, I don't know about you guys, but we're like team no sleep over here. Like, haven't had too much sleep. Been in a lot of three-way messages with which is so good, and in a lot of welcome messages, which is even better. This team is exploding already, and the crazy thing is people haven't even got their tax returns back, no stimulus checks. Like, it's early, and we are seeing so many promotions already happen on the team, and it's not even month end. It's pretty crazy right now. I'm so excited, and I'll tell you what, there's so many people that have promoted on this team. I wish I could interview everybody tonight, but my goal over the next few Thursdays is every single person that saw a promotion, I want to get them interviewed, and I want to find out what the heck they're doing, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the people in the trenches doing it right now that are going to have the best tips. And sometimes, when you've been in 10 years, it's hard to go right back to the beginning and remember all those little things you did. And so that's why I'm excited about tonight's Zoom, to hear what these amazing ladies that have promoted are doing. And man, we have a lineup. We have people that have gone 80K, 40K, 12K, 4K. We've got somebody that literally is number 2 right now on the leaderboard. Like, yo, listen, it's crazy town. This team is on fire, and it's so cool to see how crazy you guys are already taking this. And it's not even like the true busy season yet. It's crazy to see, like, the amount of people, the amount of names that we have on that rookie board from our team. I got to tell you, I believe it far outweighs probably any other team in the company. So as usual, we're the fastest growing team in Lavelle. And I am so excited because tonight, you guys, we are going to hear from some people making it happen right now, people that have just promoted. And I think, you know what? I mean, we have so many awesome people. And hold on, let me mute out. Y'all know make sure y'all are muted. I don't even know where to start. Everybody's so good. Okay, so you know what? I think let's start with Sherry, because Sherry's like number 2 on the leaderboard, and she's new. Her team is on fire. Like, so much is happening. It's crazy. Like, it's insanity what is happening on her personal team right now. And to be number 2 on the leaderboard is huge. I mean, you have to understand, you guys, that rookie board is the entire company, not just our team, but the entire company of Lavelle. Which, you know what that tells me? Sherry's definitely doing something right. And so that's why we're going to ask Sherry what the heck she's doing. Sherry, first of all, I would love it. And first, thank you, first of all, because I know these things are nerve-wracking. And I'm just like, I just asked you like maybe 2 hours ago. You're probably like, oh my God. But I would love for you to share a little bit about your story. Like, when did you come into Lavelle? How did you find it? And kind of, we'll go from there. Let's start there.
All right. And I hate to say I'm number 3 on the leaderboard right now, Lisa, but I'm going to get there.
Oh, you'll be back.
I got a promoter tomorrow, so I'll be back up on number 2. So it's pretty competitive out there right now. But so let me just tell you a little bit of how Thrive found me. And really, I'm probably no different than a lot of people out there. I know it finds all of us at a different time in life. And when it found me, I was just really stuck. I was stuck on just life in general. I'm busy in my corporate job, working full time. I'm a mom of 5 boys. They range from 6 to 29 years old. So we have quite a age difference there, but trying to keep up with my 6-year-old every night after working all day, being in meetings all day, I was exhausted. I was crabby, and I just didn't have any energy to really pour into myself at all. And I needed that. I knew I needed to rethink. And for the longest time, I've told this before, everything was about that number on the scale. And this year I kind of took a different approach and said, it's not going to be about that number, but it's going to be about me and me feeling better. And how do I get there? And I'll be perfectly honest, I probably followed Ashley and Michaela. They interviewed a couple of different times on Facebook. And first couple of times I seen it, as most do, we scroll right by. And I remember one night I was laying on my son's bedroom floor knowing I had to get down there and do exercises. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. So I actually listened to their video that night. And I remember it like it was yesterday. And I thought, what do I have to lose? I really don't have anything to lose. Let me just try it. And if this product works, it's going to be amazing. And that's exactly what happened. Michaela's my neighbor. She lives right across the road from me. I didn't know her much before I got involved with Lavelle or Thrive. And she had that product in my mailbox the next day. And I started it. And on day, I don't know that I was a day one thriver, but I know by day 3, I knew I never wanted to feel the way I was feeling prior to that. And that's where it all started. And I think I signed up, ordered my products. I had probably 3 or 4 customers right away. And so Michaela had started asking me, well, do I want to promote? And I'm thinking, I don't know that I can do this. I mean, I don't have the time. But I did hit that promoter button, but I didn't promote. I hit it thinking, well, maybe I'll want to do that. But I didn't. And I remember, I think it was mid-December, Ashley, Michaela both probably can confirm. I called and I just said, I feel like I'm letting you guys down. I hit that promoter button and I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. And really all I wanted, I don't even know why I hit the promoter button, because really all I wanted was my products free. I wanted to feel good. And you don't have to be a promoter to get your products free. You just have to have 2 customers. And I had that. So I just kind of had a heart to heart and said, I don't think I'm going to promote, and I just want my products free. And they both confirmed for me, is if that's all you want, that's all you have to do. We are not pushing you to promote. If all you want is your products free, that's okay. And the products had just started working. They started working, and it was hard for me not to talk about it. It was hard for me not to share my story when I was around people, because I felt so good. It was just working. And so shortly, I think it was probably shortly after the bonuses were announced, I decided that maybe I should promote. Maybe this is a great opportunity for me. I'm continuing to get customers. I'm continuing to get people trying the products. Why not give it a shot? And that's exactly what I did. And one of my main things as I'm working towards this is I went in, and I'm in a different position than other people are in life. So everyone is in a different position when Lavelle finds them. And when it found me, I wasn't in it to make the money. I was in it to get my products free. And so that's my mentality right now, is I'm not in it to make the money. Now it's happening. I mean, my bonuses are hitting, and I'm not going to complain about it. But all of what I've done up to this point, all of my commissions go back into my customers. It's just because I came in with the mentality that I wasn't going to make money. So I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for myself feeling good. And I'm in it for getting this products in everyone's hands and making an impact on friends and families' lives. And one of the things I shared with Michaela and Ashley is I work in a clinical space. I'm not clinical, but I work in a clinical space in my job today. And I often get to hear the story of the impact our clinicians are making on our members' lives. And it's so inspiring to me. And for so long, I thought, you know what? Maybe I have to go back to school. Maybe I have to go back to school to get my nursing degree so I can make that impact on people's lives as well. And I finally found something that is so fulfilling to me. I don't necessarily need to go back to school to make an impact on people's lives. I'm actually able to do that right here with this product. And I have so many customers coming back to me with stories that are just heartbreaking and tears in my eyes, but yet so fulfilling to me, that I've reached out to them because they said, had you not reached out to us, we would have never reached out to you. And so just taking that extra step and reaching out to some of the people that I know probably could benefit from it most has fulfilled, it fills my cup every day. I told some of my coworkers at work, you know what I love about it most is I get to start my day out and I feel good, and I get to end my day and I go to bed feeling good, because I start my day doing an hour or two with Lavelle, and I end my day probably 2 or 3 hours I spend doing Lavelle. So I don't do this full time. I have a full-time job, but my mornings start out with Lavelle and my days end with Lavelle or Thrive, and it's very fulfilling to me. So that's my story. And
I
really,
gotta tell you, like, seriously, the people that end up doing the best with this are the people that come into this with the right mindset. And it's about the fact that you just want to help people. You want to share your story. You love the products. You want to tell people about it. And the fact that you have no pressure on yourself, like, that's where a lot of people go wrong, is as soon as they put that pressure on themselves about, I got to make money and this much money. Like, my thought process is, before you started Lavelle, you were not making that income anyways, right? And I love how you are using the income you are getting from Lavelle and putting it back into your business. There's not a business on this planet besides network marketing don't automatically know that they have to do that. Like, if I were to open a restaurant tomorrow, all the money I made would go back into my business for probably the first 3 years, like, before I saw any profit. But for some reason, people come into network marketing and that all goes out the window. So you're gonna see that growth because you have the right mindset, the right everything. You've got the right everything going on. So one of the things that you just said, I think that sticks out to me, is you're asking people. And normally I'm the type of person that I wait for people to come to me. I don't want to be that pussy salesperson. But when something like this is going on, these bonuses and the opportunity and what's happening, and we only have till April, I get a totally different mindset. And I totally just start asking people that I normally wouldn't. Usually I'll get in groups and I'll make friends with people and add them to Facebook, and it takes 6-7 months. Now I'm in their messages within a week telling them, hey, this is what I've got, because I'm on a time crunch and I don't want anyone that could possibly get a $4,000 bonus to miss out on that. And my thought process is kind of like, look, it's a no anyways. If I don't ask, it's automatically a no. So I'm not losing out, right? If it's still a no. But what if it was a yes? And I think that that's the main thing, is that you're doing everything the right way. You're sharing your story. You're passionate. It isn't about money. It's about helping other people. And sometimes that's the disconnect I see with a lot of promoters, is they came in strictly for money. Some of them aren't using the products regularly. They're not letting the products transform their life to a point where they're so excited they can't wait to tell the next person they see, because they feel so good. So that's also huge. Is there anything else, like, through this process of you having this huge, like, obviously being on the leaderboard means you're signing up a lot of people right now. Is there anything else you're doing to get those people besides just asking, or any post? I mean, Kaylee, you're working with her. I know you guys, who else is, like, you all are in a big downline together, like this whole lineage right here. Ashley, Shannon, I mean, everybody's like going crazy. So maybe you guys can weigh in here on what you see happening.
And I think before I let that jump in, Lisa, the biggest thing I say right now, and the mentality that I told you, I'm pouring back into the customers, but the customers in the center of everything I do right now. And my customers, I tell them right up front, is I work with them that I'm not sending you a message every day to be pesty. I'm sending a message because I genuinely care about you. And I want to make sure that you feel okay on the products, because your body is going to go through a little bit of a detox. And so you can have some different side effects, but I want to be able to walk you through and help you through that too. And I feel like as I'm reaching, I am constantly following up with those customers and working with them personally. So I do a lot of follow-up because I want them to understand I'm not doing it for, I seriously am not doing it for the money. I am putting it all back in. Like I said, there are some things happening behind the scenes that I never in a million years expected to happen in this quick of a turnaround time. But it generally is, I care about them. I customize it. The ones that are local to me, I really try to do a face-to-face conversation with them, not just send it back office, but really meet up with them. Whether they meet me at my house, I meet with them somewhere, but I try to customize that package right from the beginning based on what type of patch they want or what they're trying to get out of it. You know, when we sell it through the back office, they get the premium patch. And I think that for the most part, we like to start people on that. But there are a few of my customers that I know are suffering from depression. They lost of a loved one. And so I try to make it a little bit more personal for each one of them as well. So they're in the center of everything I do. And if it's not my customers are what are driving everything else to fall into place. So if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have this. So I need to invest a lot into them for the ones that I do have. I don't want to just put a product in their hand and, oh, great, I got a sale, move on to the next one. It's a continuous follow-up. And if it's not every day, it's every other day or every 2 days that I'm reaching out to every one of them. I'm constantly in my customer list, looking down that list to say, who do I need to reach out to today? So, and I have a little journal of when they started, what days they're on, so I can be doing some follow-up that way as well. So
have you found that any of those customers are turning into promoters?
Yeah, I am. I actually have a few of them that are just still on edge yet, or not sure because they're just afraid how much goes into it, but it's just talking through it. I mean, it takes time. As I brought up, I think the other day in a chat, like, it took me a little bit of time. I had to believe in the product. I had to believe in the business. So I didn't get my VIPs. And again, that wasn't what I was chasing when I started. But I needed to believe in the product. I needed to believe in the business for me to really be out there and say, it works. So it works. I love it. I'm going to promote it.
I love it. I love it. And I mean, really, it's about follow-up is so key in this business, like making sure that you're not just signing a customer or even getting a sample in their hands. And you guys, it's that every day, like, how are you doing? Let's tweak this. Or what are your, I mean, letting them know what they can expect, all of that. It's so huge. And I think that's where a lot of people drop the ball, is they tend to kind of, sign somebody and kind of let it go. Like, oh, okay, see you next month. But they're not always following up daily. And you need to do that in the beginning. I mean, not to the point where you're driving somebody crazy, but every other day, how's it going? People appreciate that. It makes them feel like they're not just a number, and somebody really does care about them, really, really cares about them. Let's bring in Ashley, Shannon. Let's bring you guys in, because I mean, y'all are going crazy right now. Okay. So if you guys don't know what's going on, so Shannon just promoted tonight, like literally a couple hours ago, to 80K. $80,000 bonus. Like, how freaking exciting. And then Ashley, you just got a $40,000 bonus. Wait, am I doing all this right? You guys got too much going on.
You're doing it right. Then Michaela, $12,000 bonus.
And Michaela is who signed Sherry.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I got the whole line going on. Okay. Let's bring all y'all in. So, first of all, well, I guess let's start with Shannon. You just went 80K. How long have you been, tell everybody how long you've been in and kind of a little bit about the journey.
So I actually signed up as a promoter right like shortly after Kaylee did, actually. And I was going to school full time at the time. I was pregnant and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted something that would bring me home from working 40 plus hours a week. I signed up and I didn't hit any of my VIPs, and it kind of, I was just kind of a little bit like bummed about it. I promoted for probably maybe a month, and then my son was born and I just kind of fell off the bandwagon for almost a year. I picked up thriving again when I was kind of in just a lower place in my life. My son was probably 5 months old. My grandma had just passed away and she was like my rock. Yes, June of 2017 is when I signed up. So I started working, I want to say it was like April of 2018. Some kind of bonus was just let out, some kind of rank advancement bonus. And I was watching Kaylee and Aubrey and all of these people get all these bonuses. And I was like, all right, I can try this. I want to do this again. I started taking my products. I started promoting right away. And I ended up going 4K, I think, after a month of promoting, and 12K shortly after. The reason I started taking the products again, though, was because I needed a change in my life. So I was in this like terrible, dark place, and the products, like that's what totally changed the game for me. So, like, I don't want to say like any medical claims or anything like that, but that's what helped me like get out of bed and like be a mom that was not on the couch all of the time, and like gave me the energy to be around for my son instead of just napping when he napped and things like that. And that was my testimony. That's what turned all of my customers onto the products. That's what got me to 4K at the time and to 12K. But I was at 12K for a super long time. I think a little bit over a year until I finally hit 40K. And I was really just focusing on myself, and my mindset wasn't the greatest. I had to do a lot of self-development, and it took a lot of self-development to change my mindset about things and start focusing more on my team than I was myself. And once I was focusing my time and energy on the success of others other than myself, that's when I started seeing the success. Like, for example, when Ashley and Michaela and Sherry, they all hit their bonuses, I was so emotional and happy for them. When I hit mine, I was literally eating dinner like I didn't even expect it. I didn't see it coming. I didn't even know it was happening. Like, it wasn't a planned thing for that to happen when it did. And I was so in shock that I didn't even have like words or emotions for it. It was so crazy. I was so excited for my team to hit theirs that it didn't even faze me that mine had happened. And it's still like, I don't even have the words to explain like how I feel right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember when I hit, like, you keep going because there's more people to help. You know what I mean? And you're kind of like, people are like, do you ever just stop and celebrate? And I'm like, for 1 second, and then it's time to keep going. I totally get it. Like, you just kind of, I feel you totally. But you know what I love about your story is, you guys, how many people started with you, didn't get their VIP bonuses, and they haven't done anything? That was Shannon. Like, she came in months later, and it was because of a bonus that she said, okay, maybe let me see what I can do. She goes 12K, then she sat at 12K for a year. Like, you guys, and what I love that you said, Shannon, is that you had to get your mind right. Like, you had to get your mind right. I can't say this enough on Zooms, and I know people get tired of hearing it, and I know they think it's BS when I say that this business is 99% mindset. It is. Like, once you stop saying all the negative things, like, I was just looking through the chat right now, and there were some people saying, yeah, I've been in, but I don't sign anyone. And I mean, that is a mindset. It's a negative mindset. It is. I know that, you'll say, well, it's my reality. It's what's happening. No, it is absolutely your mindset. You can switch those words. Well, I've only been in a couple months, and I'm learning every day. And I know those promoters are coming. That's how you change that mindset. Not, Well, I've been in a couple of months and I suck. It's not, nothing's happening for me. You know, nothing happened for you in 2 months. And for most people, it doesn't. It takes time. And again, I mean, I think the self-development is just like the hugest part of this and getting our minds right. And sometimes that can take a year or two to like really get your mind in a place where you believe that you can do anything you want with this, and that, you know, it's really up to you whether you're signing people or not. It's insane because when you look at your business, Shannon, isn't it crazy how it's just a couple people change everything?
That's exactly it too. And when I was talking about like how the bonuses, that's what reattracted me back into the business. I think another really super important thing for me right now too is, and I know that you preach it all the time, is third party validation. I have reached out to every single promoter that's ever signed with me in the last 2.5, 3 years. And I am letting them know, like the ones that have done nothing, the ones that are just who signed up and did nothing, letting them know about the bonuses. And the ones who are interested, I am plugging them into Kaylee, and we are doing 3-way Zooms, and she's getting them pumped up, and hearing that third party validation and seeing like another face instead of just in a chat, I feel like that makes a huge difference. Like, I can't tell you how much that has changed like my mindset and like my whole business just in general. Those 3-way Zooms or any kind of like small group Zooms, that's a game changer.
It is. And I don't know how many times we have to get on in the mornings, on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, on Thursdays, on every Zoom that we do, and we talk about get your people in a 3-way message, in a 3-way chat, on a Zoom with a couple people. Like, that is where that excitement grows. It's usually that thing that pushes that person from not believing to believing, because they're hearing it from somebody other than just that one person. It's like now there's a group of people. Think about it, you guys. If you get in a room with one person and they're telling you something, right? Let's say they say something that sounds just crazy, but then now another person comes into that room and they start saying the same thing, and you're like, okay, well, maybe. And then another person comes in and they say the same thing, and you're like, okay, now 3 people can't be wrong, right? I mean, like with anything, just think about that scenario with anything. It is absolutely everyone thinks that same way, right? You know, you got to understand, you guys, that the people that are watching you on Facebook, social media, you know, even your friends, your coworkers, all they know is you, and that you're saying it's amazing and that your life is changing. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's what they're thinking. And I love what Sherry said too. Like, she followed Michaela, right? For like a what? Like, she was looking at her, and then it was that one day on her son's bedroom floor, scrolling through, feeling like crap, and she decided to watch that video. And for some reason that day, it was her day. Like, people are seeing your stuff, guys. They're seeing this happen. And I mean, it's crazy because I say this all the time, and Shannon is proof of this. It does not take 8,000 people to get you to 80K. It does not take 10 people to get you to 80K. It, like, literally, Shannon can tell you that it's 1 or 2 people under her that got it like she did. And now she's 80K. Because those people started sharing, and then they found 2 people that started sharing. You're looking for those couple people, and it just starts going. It's crazy. And let me tell you what, I mean, with the momentum you guys have going on your team right now, Shannon, 200K is so possible by April. I mean, I think you realize that by now. And what's crazy is that it wasn't long ago that you were stuck at 12K trying to get to 40. And now you're like, I'm about to go 200K maybe by April. This is crazy. So much can happen so quickly. I got to ask you really quick, and then I'm going to bring in Ashley. I just have to know, what is an $80,000 bonus going to do for you?
Honestly, it's so mind-blowing to me that that's even a thing. I haven't really put a ton of thought into it, other than I am absolutely 100% getting my car this year. I've been a 12K and a 40K for 2 years now. I'm getting my luxury vehicle this year, absolutely, for sure. So I'm doing that. That's a for sure thing. maybe a boat.
I'm pretty sure when you see what's about to happen to your pay, you're like this next month, when you see a full month of what this looks like, you're gonna like nothing's gonna stop you from going 200 once you see it. It's gonna be unbelievable. Like, I know you can't wrap your head around it now, but wait till you see it. It's gonna be so cool. I'm just so excited for you, and I am in love with your story because your story is relatable. Your story is like, my story is not anyone's story. Like, going 200K in 30 days, that does not happen. And it doesn't happen because most people don't come into Lavelle with a humongous network of working this industry for years before that. It's not relatable. And it's not even a story I like to share with anybody, because I feel like people automatically start comparing, and it's like, are you kidding me? What you have is a story that's so much more relatable. When I think about the people on this Zoom, a lot of you didn't get your VIP bonuses. Most people don't. That's what they don't tell you, right? You hear all this when you come in, all you're seeing on the team pages is all these people. Congratulations on VIP 800. Congratulations on VIP 1600. And we think everybody's getting these but me. No, most people don't get them. I can't imagine can you imagine if you would have just never jumped back in this because you didn't get those bonuses? Like, you wouldn't be about to experience what you're about to experience. It's insane. I'm just so excited for you. Ashley, I got to bring you in. What do you think about all this? Because, I mean, you, again, another relatable story. You are somebody that shows up on every single Zoom. You are somebody that plugs in daily. You are somebody that is passionate about this business, but you're also somebody that this is not happening overnight. And now here we go. Like finally, I love when this stuff happens, because I'm like, see, I tell you, if you just stick with it and you do the right things and you do those right actions, it will happen. So Ashley, share with everybody a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So when Thrive found me, I was, completely broke, busted, and disgusted, like so many of us. I work more than full time. I run a convenience store. I have 3 kids. My husband has a vintage audio business. And I commute an hour to work every day. So I'm up at 2:30 every morning. I make my trip to work, and then I work 9 to 12 hours a day. And then I make my hour home, and then it's kids. And so when this found me, I was I had just had baby number 3. I was breastfeeding. I was a mess. And I remember I had a girl that worked for me, and she was constantly throwing this stuff in my face, and I wanted nothing to do with it. You guys, if you have that person that this is going to change their life, and I was telling her, like, get that out of my face. I don't want to talk about it. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of looking at it. Like, I'm about to unfollow you on Facebook. Like, that's what I was saying to her. And I can't imagine where my life would be if she would have given up on me, if she would have been scared to ask again. And that's what I think about every single time I talk to somebody that says no. I'm like, yeah, not yet. You're going to. And so I pulled into my driveway one night after work, and I remember parking in the garage, and I was like, you guys, I was like praying for strength. I was like, I can't do this. I can't go in the house. My kids are going to need me. Like, my husband's going to need me. Like, I can't, like, I should drive away. My family's going to be better off without me. Like, I can't do this. And that's when I realized something had to change. Like, I had to make a move, and I bought 2 mini experiences from her. You guys, those minis are so powerful. Like, when Sherry talks about pouring her commissions back into her customers, guys, she's not giving away her stuff for free. She puts value on everything she does, but she makes sure that she can offer incentives, and she can help people thrive free. And, and that's what my person did. She was like, listen, I can give you a deal on some minis. And I brought them home, and they changed my life. So when I hit promoter on day 2 of my sample. I ordered a couples kit, and then I hit promoter. No idea what I was doing. Didn't even tell my person I was going promoter. I ended up hitting VIP 800, VIP 1600. I went 4K in 20 days. I went 12K in 70 days. I was on the top of the world. I thought, this is the coolest thing ever. And then my entire team quit, like all of them. Everybody ghosted me. Michaela was one that was with me from the beginning. And you guys have to love your people, and you have to love them hard, and you have to love them where they're at. Michaela was one of the people that signed with me in the beginning. And, you know, I'm sure she'll touch on her story in a minute, but she fell off the face of the earth. She ghosted me. She wouldn't respond to me. I went 5 months losing my rank. I felt defeated. And guys, it wasn't a lack of effort. There has not been one day since I hit the promoter button that I have not posted at least 5 times, that I have not either gone live or been on a Zoom, that I do all of the things. I do my 20 to 20 list every single day, no matter what. No matter if my kids are bad or I have a loss in the family, or it doesn't matter. 20 to 20 is my jam. That's my IPA list ever since I came in. And Lisa was doing the destination of 12K, and that's what got me to 12K. And I've been doing it ever since. And there hasn't been a day I haven't showed up. But when my team fell out from underneath me, I lacked all belief in myself. I started thinking, yeah, exactly what I thought. Who was I kidding? I can't lead people. They don't believe in me. I'm not good enough. Like, are you kidding me? Like, who am I going to sit here and act like I could have done what Lisa does, or I could have done what Kaylee does? Like, that's a joke. And I was doing my self-development. I was doing all of my IPAs. I was going live. There was a time I went live every day for 6 months. Like, I was doing everything. And meanwhile, now looking back, I know exactly what it was that was holding me back. I know exactly what it was. The universe literally had to humble me and had to teach me that leadership does not come free. I was so focused on outworking everybody. And like, I thought that if I could just work hard enough, everyone would follow. Like, if I would do all the things, everyone would do them too. And meanwhile, I was creating something that was not duplicatable. There's not many people in this world that are going to come in and are going to get up at 2:30 in the morning and start working and work every waking second they can and stay up hours late every night. Like, that's not reality. And I thought that if I could outwork everybody, they would follow me. And instead, I was so focused on myself. Like, awesome. I had a PPA of 58. That's incredible. I had so many customers, but I didn't have a promoter that could duplicate that. And so, yeah, I was my own 12K. That's awesome. But you can't grow residual income that way. And I didn't get that. I didn't get that until I fell, and I refused to give up on it. And I remember reaching out to Kaylee one night, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, how are you? I remember she made a post for like 8 people that she enrolled. It was like a welcome post, and there were so many people, she had to make like a big group post. And I was like, girlfriend, what in the heck are you doing? Because I'm one of those people that if I'm coming up short in an area, I will message whoever it is. I don't care who you are. I will message you and ask you what you're doing, because I want to figure it out. And I asked her, and she's like, you're not talking about the opportunity. Like, you're not. And I was like, yeah, but I can't talk about the opportunity because my whole team just quit. Like, how am I going to tell people to join me when nobody wants to join me? And she's like, you are so focused on where you're at now that you're forgetting to tell people about where you're going. And that's when it shifted. And I started realizing, like, Stacy sent me this book by Brene Brown. If you guys haven't read it, Dare to Lead, you should definitely read it. And I started really looking at my leadership. And while I love greatly and I love hugely, a lot of times I want things for people more than they want it for themselves. And I had a whole system created that wasn't duplicatable. And then once I took a step back from that, and I realized that it's not about me, it's about how can I help that one person achieve their goal, whether their goal is thriving free like Sherry's was, or their goal is 4K, or whatever their goal is. Like, how can I step outside of myself for a moment and just focus on what it's going to take to get them there? So about that time when I realized where I was coming up short, Michaela came back. Sarah's an incredible leader on my team, Angie. And I this is what they taught me. Like, first of all, I have one promoter, Angela, on my team that I knew before Thrive. I have 202 promoters, and one of them I knew before this. And I'd lost touch with her for about a dozen years before this company brought her back into my life. So I want you guys to realize that, like, when you are looking for your dream team, you may not even know them yet. And that's why it's so important to step outside of yourself and stop thinking about if you're going to look dumb or if they're going to respond to you. Like, start thinking about what you can do for other people. You just got to keep putting it out there. Every single person that has changed my life, changed my business, changed my family's future have been people I didn't know before this. And when I look back and think, like, I was so focused on my mom and my sister don't support me. To this day, this company has taken me around the world. This company has given my family so much financial blessing, community blessings. My family still does not support me. And if I would have stayed focused on that, and it's just so crazy. So anyways, long story short, about that time, I realized where I was coming up short. My whole dream team came together, and I loved very intentionally. And I can't even tell you that enough, you guys. Not only do you have to do the things consistently, but you really have to love on your people. They have to trust you, not just believe in what you're doing, but they have to trust you. And we started doing these I blocked my entire, we started this in October. So October is when we started running. And that's why we're exploding now, is because we started in October. Usually in the last 2 years with Lavelle, my prime time hasn't been until mid-February. And it started early because we started early. We had the best month we ever had, November. We hit 33,000. And I was so proud of that. I was so proud of what we all accomplished together, because November is historically a difficult month. And it's because we didn't care. We didn't care about what anybody else was doing. We didn't care. We were running our own Zooms. We were doing one-on-ones every day. You guys, I had my calendar on my days off from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. Every single hour was blocked off. I was getting on with every single person I could on my team, one-on-one. And I was finding out and I have a whole notebook, and it's completely full of what their goals are, what their past ranks are, how many friends they have, how many friends they're adding a day, what Zooms they're plugging into. I stole that thing from Brittany Heider. She has a whole chart she made up, because she's brilliant, about all these one-on-one Zoom questions. And we just went down the line and we locked arms, and it has been the most magical, incredible thing ever. And what's so crazy is I struggled for a year and a half to hold 12K. I'd be sneaking up in on 12K at the end of the month, last day rallying. And it's so insane to me that we hit 40K so fast, and we're not slowing down. We're not I guarantee we are going to be a 200K team. I guarantee it. Everybody is so focused and loving each other and celebrating all the little things. And it's been the most emotional, incredible experience watching Sherry start working on January 8th. And she went from January 8th, 4K to 12K. And now her twin sister tonight is going 4K, because that belief amplifies. That love is contagious. And I hope every single person on the Zoom tonight, I just want to say lastly, I hope you realize how capable you truly are. I didn't know that for 2.5 years. I seriously doubted everything that I was. You guys are so capable. You just got to do it, and you got to do it hard.
Ashley, I don't even, dude, mic drop. Please. Please, the end. Here's the thing. I honestly am just so proud of you. And seriously, it was what it's like to feel low, to feel helpless, to think that, gosh, look at, I was rising to the top, and then it all fell apart. And then now I've got this team, and then now it's just going. You've had all that. And man, I don't even know how to tell people on here in a nice way to stop being a crybaby and look at this. This is what is stop thinking you can't do this. Stop using excuses. Stop doubting. Stop living in this place of pity. How many stories can we put on a Zoom where people were stuck, where people weren't doing anything, where people lost a team, where people have been in the exact place that some of you are right now, and you're still going to leave this Zoom doubting. Stop doubting. If you are doing the right things, if you are doing Ashley, like, dude, I never saw her ever. You know what? I'm sure there were nights she probably cried herself to sleep. I'm sure there were nights she probably literally, was this ever going to happen for her? Is she ever going to find the right person? But you know what's crazy is I never knew it, because she showed up all the time. And you know what she was doing? Heading Zooms, volunteering for Zooms. Most of you probably thought she was 80K or 200K because she shows up and she conducts herself like a leader. And because that's, leadership is not about your rank right now, or whether you have 12 customers under you or one or no promoters. Leadership is the way you conduct yourself, the way you act. And I mean, yeah, telling you guys, many of you guys would have swore that as much as Ashley shows up, that she was an 80K or 200K. But guess what? In order to get to 80K and 200K, you must be the leader to be a 200K and an 80K. You already have to be that leader. And that's what Ashley's done. That's what she's been. If you guys want to know 20 points to 20K, that sheet, Brittany Hyder said, it's in the Dream Team. Look under the documents in the Dream Team. It's right there. 20 points to 20K. There's the bingo sheets are the same thing. Y'all, it's just finding your thing. It's finding your thing of income producing activity. What works for you? Some of y'all love blackout bingo. Some of y'all like, I'm gonna get 2 bingos today. Some of y'all like the 20 points to 20K sheet. Whatever you find, get it, because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is not going to bring you to $1 million. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is going to get you started. But if you want to make $1 million, you need to make that more like 20, 12, like you need to quadruple 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. It's got to be income producing activities. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say it one more time again, and I'll probably say it every Zoom we get on. This is all about network marketing. If you guys are not constantly adding new people, look at Ashley. Her friends and family still don't support her. And I literally look at my business right now, you guys, in 10 years in this industry, in my entire downline, do you know I have 2 family members in, and neither one of them are promoters. They're both customers under me. Like, and it took them like 5 years to want to try the products. Like, it is not going to be probably your friends or family that are going to be the people that get you there. It's going to be those people you don't even know yet, the people that you're about to meet in the group tomorrow, that you're about to friend request, that you're about to build a relationship with. Remember, the seeds you plant today are the seeds that sprout in 5 months, in 3 months, in 4 months. But we've got to be quicker. And I hope you guys gain that mental attitude. You guys, I have 2 more guests tonight. You guys can't go anywhere because I want to bring on I'm going to bring on right now. And please, I hope I'm not going to screw up your name. You said, okay, you messaged me and I'm going to see if I can say it right. So don't tell me. Hold on. Janika.
Yes.
Shut up.
You freaking got it.
You know what I was going to say.
I know. Jenica.
Jenica. Yes.
Yeah, everyone says it.
I was totally 100% going to say Jenica. So you said it's Janika, like paprika. And I'm like, okay, hold on. I need to verbally say this in my mind before I say it out loud, because I'm the biggest name botcher on the planet. Okay, first of all, congratulations on your humongous, ridiculous bonus.
Thank you.
Like, I got to hear, first of all, like, how long have you been in? And like, take me a little down your journey a little bit. And you guys don't go anywhere because we still got one more guest and you guys got to hear this stuff. Like, it's too good not to hear.
Yeah, so I actually heard about Thrive the same way most of you guys did, at a time where it was really dark, heavy. I was in meditation and I actually prayed for a magic pill that would get me the energy I needed to show up. I'm actually a former business coach and I teach about manifestation and social media strategy. And I invested like $80,000 in coaches, and I have 2 kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I have a 14-year-old stepdaughter. But it was a really heavy year for me. I was doing a lot of deep, dark shadow work. And then I could not keep my eyes open for the life of me. I was crashing with coffee. I was like an advocate for naps. And, you know, I was doing the mind work, the mindset work, the spiritual work, but something told me that the missing piece to my evolution was the work in my body. So I said to myself, I'm not taking supplements, you know, I'm kind of skinny, so I don't really need to get on a diet or any fitness, but I wish there was a magic pill that could give me energy and keep my eyes open. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, I held a mastermind in my home, and I found somebody on Instagram who is my crystal dealer. I was buying crystals from her, and found out she was selling these vitamins. And then I messaged her and I said, I need those vitamins, but I also would like for you to come to my house and mastermind with us. And Steph came over and had a goodie bag of vitamins. And because I was ready to receive it, I was in a place of my life where I needed it, I was totally open. And I think that's so important to know, is that not everybody is going to be ready, but we've got to find the people that are ready and looking. So I'll never forget the day that I took the vitamin on an empty stomach. And I was like, within minutes, I was like, what is this? What is this? And I was like lit. I didn't know if it was going to get any more intense, but all I knew is I got on my laptop and I was like creating content and just like completely in the zone, in this vortex of magic. And I messaged Steph right away and I said, okay, what is this stuff? I am ready. Give it to me now. I want the best deal. Give it all to me. I am not going to promote it. My background is marketing, and I actually heard about network marketing over 10 years ago. So I had the experience, and it wasn't a great experience. And prior to becoming a coach, I built a network marketing business, and it didn't go well. So I said, I'm not going to promote it. Just give me the vitamins, give me the goods. So I'd actually been on the product for 1.5 years, and it was the thing that saved my soul. It was the thing that got me through a lot of the growth and the challenges I had been going through that year. And and then eventually I was just sitting with myself, not excited about the work that I was doing anymore when it comes to the kind of work I was doing, but I wanted community. I wanted simplicity. I wanted to have more fun. And I know network marketing, you know, it's a good vehicle, but I had a lot of stigma around being in this industry. Again, to be honest, I was a coach and I was, you know, totally against network marketing because of my experience. So I had to sit with myself because I actually connected back with Steph 1.5 years later. She was glowing. She was radiant. She was doing the damn thing, showing up every single day. And I was just like, wow, she's doing really well. She was my client. She came to me without, you know, like wanting more confidence. And a year later, here she was glowing, confident. And I just said, okay, Steph, come over. Let me know how things are going. If things are good, you're making money, I'm in, I'm going to do it. And she was just very honest about how things were going. I prayed some more and I made the decision. And so the decision is what set the tone for everything. Because for me, it's all or nothing. Like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it with all my heart and all my soul. I'm not going to tiptoe around this because I need to take myself seriously before anybody else did. So I shifted out of my coaching business, which, you know, most people in my industry, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I know that they look down on the industry. But I just had to be different. I had to accept that I'm different. And it was a process, right? So I made the decision and I showed up as if I had this crazy team, and I did not have a single soul on my team. I started talking about vitamins out of nowhere. And just with my excitement, actually, a lot of people who had been following me over the years, they were drawn to the excitement, you know, they were drawn to my energy and my belief and what I was doing. So I went from, you know, just being a user of the product to being an advocate and somebody who really put people before my ego. I put people before my fear, before my you know, my need to be accepted and validated. I put that impact before anything else. And that's what I think I mean, I don't really know. Everything is honestly happening so fast. I'm kind of in a daze. I'm feeling a little bit nauseous because I feel like I'm on this ride. I went from having nobody to, I think I hit 4K that month. And then the next month, I was like at 7K. I was at 7K, and then Steph says, you're hitting 12K this month. I wrote in my journal when I started this business that I wanted to hit 4K by December. I started October, went all in, hit 4K first month. Second month, I was already 7K by mid-month. And then she's like, you're going to hit 12K. And here's the thing, you guys, like, I never concerned myself with how, because that's where I know the work that I do. It's like, if you start to get in your head about how it's going to work out, you forget to show up. You get in your head, you forget to lead with your heart. So I just continued to show up. I was, I started to hop on Zooms a lot more. And I think that made a huge difference, is that if I'm going to do this, I really need to practice what I preach, and I need to learn from people and not reinvent the wheel. I can't come into this thinking I know everything. I've been in the industry. Like, this is a totally different ball game. So I let my ego down. I learned from a lot of leaders who are on here right now. Message people like Eleni and watch Kaylee, or, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. And just, I basically there were pieces of what they were doing, and I just put my head down and try different ways to do things. And by, towards the end of the month, I remember looking at my dials, I was like at 10,500 on the last day. And I was like, I didn't even set myself up to hit 12K. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just started asking for help. And I think it's so important for us to ask for help. I'm not good at that, but I had to shift the story around it. So I called people, asked for help. And then out of nowhere, like, our team, I finished that month, the second month brought me up to 13,500. Don't know how in the last couple hours. And I was just like, oh, holy shit, what's going on? But like, where I'm at today is actually because of the team. And I think what I've learned from getting started, from what a lot of people have said, is that they wish they had nurtured their people from the very beginning, and I made sure that I did that, and that I do that. So I really just leaned in to help the people not just grow in getting promoters, but in their energy, in their mind, in their spirit, in their just like in their vision, right? So I activated that within them so that I didn't really have to do all the work, but things just continued to grow. I was hearing a lot about December being a really slow month, but I was like, I'm so lit. I don't even know what that means. So I just kept going. And by the end of that month, I don't even know how it happened, but it was like, wow, we finished that month with 33,000 in sales. And I was like, this is crazy. Then January 1st came, and there was like an amazing promotion with this company, and people were buying. And I was like, how did I do almost 10,000 in sales on January 1st? Like, this is just wild for me. Yeah. And then everything just kept compounding. I think because I was showing up in this energy, I was attracting people who were just like me. And these incredible women, a lot of them who are on here, my sideline sisters who just continue to support, cheer me on, like, I was nobody. I just came into this, but the love of the community, it's what fueled me. So yeah, I hit 40K. I don't even know what day I did that, but like, I'm so close to 80K. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I just trust that what I have is a gift. And I also trust in the people that I'm working with, and I believe in them. So it's crazy. I don't know. I feel like I'm on this rocket ship, and I'm just trying to manage my energy without freaking out. You know what I mean? Like, worrying about how I'm going to hit it.
It's hard not to freak out when you're hitting all these bonuses. Suddenly it's like, what's going on? And I think that one of the biggest reasons why you are seeing the success that you're seeing is that you already kind of exude, and I can tell by the way you talk that you've already done a lot of this mind work, and you believe in the law of attraction, and you're just that type of person that you already have the mindset. And that's the part that most people have to overcome. It's the part that most people have to work on. You're already coming in with it. And that is why you're absolutely 1000% attracting other people just like you, 1000%. And that's why you're on this rocket ship right now. Whereas other people just they're not there yet. They're not there mindset wise. They're still in that negative space thinking in the back of their heads, I could never be Lisa, or, Janika, or I could never be, Kaylee. I could never be Twin. I could never, they're saying these things, even though out loud they might be saying one thing, in their heads they don't believe that. They don't believe it. And they're so stuck on where they are right now and not where they're going. I think that was my saying of the night when Ashley said that. People get so stuck on where they are right now, not where they're going. Where are you going? That's so huge. And being able to put yourself in that place, in that mindset. How would you be if you were a 200K? What would you act? What would you say? How would you, talk to a prospect? Would you be scared to bring up the business? Heck no. Would you be, intimidated by anybody? Probably not. If you got to know, would you care? Nope. Next. You've got to be able to put yourself in that mindset. And I think it's just so huge. And I mean, you volunteer, you message me and you're like, hey, if you need anybody to be on a Zoom, I'm like, girl, let's do it. That's the kind of thing that you want to do, though. Like, you are not letting anything hold you back. You are making sure that you are being up and present and in front of, you're like, not, it may be out of your comfort zone, but you're getting on Zooms and you're doing things that other people aren't in that mind space yet. You know what I mean? But the good news is everybody can get there. Everybody can get there. I've watched people, just with the people that we interviewed tonight, looking at their journeys and where they were and where they are now, everybody has touched on mindset. Everybody has. And I think that is a huge, like, if anybody took notes tonight, that is a huge one to write down. Like, you've got to get your mind right. I mean, it's crazy. You are going so fast. And again, you're another one that I have no doubt in my mind that by April could be 200K. Like, is that what you're already thinking? Like, are you afraid to think it?
I need to meditate on that. It's just crazy. I think what it is, I think on like to expand on mindset, it's being okay to walk with fear. I think that's the most important thing, is like being okay to walk with the unknown and just actually taking time out of the equation. We focus so much on like how much time it's going to take, but like realistically, if you just gave yourself all the time in the world, in 7 years, if you could hit 200K, like we compare, we focus on what we don't have. And, we just get in our heads about, what we're lacking. And it's like, what if we have everything we need? We just take one step forward, listen to all the podcasts and do things uncomfortable, walk with fear. It's like, eventually you're going to get there. A lot of people are stuck on how long it's going to take. And that's what trips us up, is like,
oh my gosh. Like, I say it every time. You are so right. If everybody came in and just said, I'm here, I'm doing this, there is no time limit, I don't have expectations, I am just going to live this, and I'm going to see what happens. It is an amazing thing once you take that pressure off yourself. Now there is no thoughts of quitting or thoughts of I'm going too slow, or I'm not going. I mean, none of those thoughts enter your mind because you already have the right mindset. You're in it for the long haul. And that is like I hope you guys wrote that down. That's such a huge tip. And I'm so glad you brought it up, because once you can get in that space, like my first question when somebody messages me and they start complaining or not even complaining, but they're just very like, I'm not going anywhere, or I lost this, or this isn't happening, or I've been, signed up for 4 months and whatever the case is, my first question to them is, do you love these products? Yes. If you're not a promoter, are you still going to use them? Yes. Okay, then why the heck would you ever think about quitting? Why wouldn't you if you're going to use these anyways, why would you just not sit back, take that pressure off yourself? And it's kind of like anything else in life. Once you stop trying so hard, that's when things start to happen. Once you take that pressure off yourself, that's when things start to happen. It's insane. Well, I want to thank you so much for hopping on tonight and sharing. I appreciate it. You are amazing, and I can't wait to see where I think you definitely can get to 200K by end of April, especially with the momentum you got going on. So I'm watching close, girl. I'm excited for you. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Lisa.
much.
Thank you.
The last person I'm going to bring in, Jill, are you there? You guys, gosh, we could be on here all night with all these promotions, but Jill, I'm ending it with Jill. And then y'all, we're going to be doing a couple Zooms next week with you guys. Got to get on these because these are the stories you need to hear to create the belief level you guys are getting and the tips. Like if you guys have listened tonight, there have been so many golden nuggets weaved throughout this. Just priceless info that you're going to take away tonight, and it can change everything for you. So Jill, tell everybody what bonus you just got.
Hi, first of all, thank you for having me. We just went 40K. Woo!
Let's go.
Yes, we are pumped. We have been literally on fire since we started. I started in April. I'm just going to jump right into my story and make it quick because I know it's been a long night. So I started in April. I'm a product of the funnel. I was scrolling through Facebook. I just had my second child. I had a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. I was depressed. I've always struggled with anxiety. I used to be, the life of the party, the fun girl. My life changed when I had my kids. I wasn't about that life anymore. So I lost a lot of friends. It was okay. I was kind of doing my own thing at home. I was on maternity leave, not working, kind of in that postpartum, weird stuff going on. So I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see a post from a girl talking about, she actually posted her sample that she got from Lacey Wells. And I was like, what the heck are they talking about? They're so pumped. Lacey was talking about, how her life is changing and everything. And I was in a place of desperation. So I'm like, whatever the hell they're talking about that's changed their life and giving them all this energy and this happiness, I need this. So I messaged Lacey, didn't know her, never heard of Thrive, never did network marketing, had absolutely any idea of that I was even going to do anything like that. I talked to her. She got me going on my 4-week pack. Before I even got my pack in the mail, which is crazy because again, I had no network marketing experience, thought that I would ever be doing this. I told her like, okay, what's up with the promoting part of it? Because I'm ready to do this. And she was like, wow, okay. Like you haven't even got this in your body, but for some reason I was just like, let's go. I have nothing else to lose and I'm ready to go, So I actually was like halfway to my VIP, I think, before I even got the product. So I was all in, like we were running. I was so pumped, telling everybody like, we have nothing to lose, jump on this journey with me. Let's go. Let's go. And so my friends were like, all right, let's do it. And so we just literally have been running. They call me ignorance on fire because I have been running since I started. So I was able to hit my VIP 800, VIP 1600, went 4K the next month, got on the car leaderboard. I was on the entire time, and went 12K, held that rank, started on my husband's account, hit the 4K, hit the 12K. We've been 12Ks up until now, and we just got our bonus. My team is literally exploding. Like our energy level stays on 10, as you could tell. Like we are pumped. We are like a family. We all came from the struggle. Like we are like, we're hungry. So we do not stop. We light each other's fire every single day. And it's like every day we're like, open the gates and we're just hauling ass. So that's what we're doing over here. We will be 200K team by April. I'm going to speak that into existence. We are huge on manifesting. I plug in and make sure that they plug in on all the Zooms because I still obviously have my down days. And when I have my down days, I look to these Zooms to pump me up, to light my fire so I can continue to give that fire to my team. They look for me for that. So I'm not going to say that I don't have down days that I struggle. We're all human. I'm going to have that. But I look to you guys, Stephanie Grodchick, Lacey Wells, Michelle, your Zooms, you guys just keep that fire lit for me so I can continue to give it to my team. And they just on and on and on. That layered leadership just continues on down the line.
I don't know about you guys that are on here, but first of all, the fact that we have 200 people on here still, like, that shows me that everybody's hungry, and that's exciting. But I ask all 200 of you, are you guys as excited as Jill? That's all I have to say. No, seriously, because what I tend to find with people, and yes, ignorance on fire, man. Every single person I know that has come into this business in the last 10 years that I've been doing this, that has gone fast, was ignorance on fire. They did not know what they were doing. They did not know what was in the products. They didn't know how to log into their cloud office. All they knew was they were stinking excited, and they had your energy, and they just told everybody, and they got no's, but they didn't care. They just kept telling another person and another person. Some people said yes, some people said no, but they just kept going. And that's what I would ask yourself is, are you as excited as Jill? Because that can be the huge missing piece of the puzzle, is that missing that excitement. I mean, are you just that person that's going to talk to everyone? And don't get caught up with the little things, don't get caught up with, there's people on here right now. I know who you are. You're sitting there and you're like, well, I don't know enough yet. Or I can't tell people about the business because I'm not making money. Or, well, I can't talk about the products because I don't have I don't have a life-changing story. Or I can't do this because they might ask me what's in it and I don't know what's in it. I mean, the million excuses right now that are going through your mind and you're telling yourselves, they are just that, guys. They are excuses, because I can give you a million people on this Zoom right now that will tell you they didn't know any of that stuff to get to where they had to go. So you have to stop blocking that success from coming. I just have like 2 questions, Jill. What do you think are the biggest, like, for you guys moving fast, and since you've been in, you kind of have been on this uphill slide to, you haven't seen any really down yet, and those things come, and I'm sure, yeah, like you said, you have bad days. You've had people quit, you've had people get started that you're like, oh, they're gonna be great, and then they don't do anything. I mean, we all have that. But what do you feel like is maybe a couple things that people need to make sure that they're doing? Like, are you doing 3-way messages and calls, or mini experiences? Like, what do you think is like the key to this fast movement?
I have so many ideas that I could tell you guys in my head. But from the very beginning, how I attracted such a good customer, market, is I shared like my before and afters. They seen me go from like, in my house to now I'm out and about. I went to Nashville. Like, it's so like they seen it change me. So definitely be posting your journey. When I posted my personal before and afters, and just like let them know, I took them on my journey with me from day one. Like, they seen the transformation in me first. And then I make sure that we all share each other's journeys. You'd want to do that. We send out minis like crazy. Absolutely. GPOT, right? We get people on Thrive. We were just in a restaurant yesterday and we got our server thriving. Everywhere that we go, we are loud and proud. I'm like, hey, put this patch on. Hey, take these. Have you heard Thrive? Like, and it just sparks a conversation to where they ended up telling me like, oh, I have gut issues and things like that. Like, just don't be afraid to like go after it right now. More than anything, like, we've always been loud and proud, but right now we're like aggressive in a good way. We are like going all in, going for it. Like, now is the time to just run and do it. We're definitely getting minis out like crazy. We're out there. We're trying to get out, go to the malls, go to a restaurant, talk about it, be loud about it, get your server, slap a dang, a DFT on them. Like, we're doing all the things. We're hungry and we are like aggressive almost over the damn top with it. Like, we don't have time to play small. We are running. Like, that's what we do all day long. And I'm sharing wins on social media, like, all the time. Like, who was speaking earlier, it was like weird for me to hit my 40K and I was like, yay, but when my girls hit their bonuses, I was like so emotional that I went live and I shared that my sister hit her $12,000 bonus. We have popped 4 4Ks. We have popped a 12K, my 40K. We have multiple VIP 800s, VIP 1600s. Like, we are going berserk. And when I get on there and I go live and I share that like raw emotion to where I'm crying for, everybody else, my live got over 600 views in one day, like 24 hours. And we're like over probably 600 views. Like, they felt that emotion. They were showing so much love. I woke up today with so many messages like, hey, I've been watching you. I've been watching your story. How do I promote? I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Like, it's just that excitement and sharing like the raw emotion. When you're in the zone, like, hop on a live. Lives have changed my entire business 1000%. We just keep sharing. Like, and my team is incredible. They see me do it and they're going to do it. Like, it's all about that leadership. Don't tell them to do something that you're not going to do. I stay lit and I stay, doing these crazy things, and they are doing it and it worked. We did a 30-day live challenge, changed our entire business. Like, people relate to you when you're just, when you're talking, they can feel your energy. I do my voice clips and they're like, damn girl, your energy is crazy. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Like, get on it with me. Let's go. And they do. We have got my whole town thriving. Like, we're just thinking really big with it and just going balls to the wall.
Dude, you're making me want to sign up again. I know that.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's all about the energy, guys. You can't be, playing it small right now, because they're watching and they're still not believing. But when you're like super energetic, they're like, damn, whatever you're doing and whatever you're on, I want it. Like, let's go. They don't even know what the hell I'm talking about most of the time, but they're all in with me. So
absolutely. I mean, it's the energy, the excitement, people are drawn to that. And you know what? The other thing that stuck out to me about tonight's Zoom is every single person that talked about the fact that they didn't really join. I mean, really because of the product. They joined because they watched the energy in someone else and they were like missing that. They were desperate. They were at a place in their life where they felt a desperation. Who do you guys know in your life, on your friends list on Facebook, that is just posting things that you can tell they're desperate? You can tell they're not in a good place right now. Like, those are the people you need to reach out to and go, look, I was where you're at and I want to help you. Like, at this point, again, you guys, it's always a no if you don't ask. It's already a no. If it's still a no after you ask, it was already a no. So what? Keep going. Because if you haven't heard anything else tonight, I hope you heard that most of these ladies, they've got a couple people that kicked in. It's not 5 billion. It's a couple people, guys. Once you find that one person, you're on your way to 12K. Two people, you're on your way to 200. I mean, it is really, that's what it's about. And that person, that one person that you need, is probably sitting right now in your friends list watching you, but they won't say anything. And that's the other thing that stuck out to me tonight, is a couple people said this, that they would have never messaged that person, or they have signed people that never would have reached out to them. Like, they're like, I would have never reached out to you. I'm glad you reached out to me. Like, I've had that so many times over the last 10 years. So you guys know, people are watching right now. They're seeing your posts. They're seeing, and that's why it's so important that you are staying consistent with your lives. Like you said, Jill, lives are huge. Staying consistent with posts. And if you are not yet seeing success, if you don't have a team under you, guess what? You are on a team. It's our team. Our successes are your successes too. You best believe that if anybody promotes, you should be posting about it. Post about it just like it's underneath of you. Because FOMO is a real thing, y'all. FOMO is real. And if you start posting all of these promotions happening, those people looking at you don't know if it's under you or under Ronald McDonald. They don't care. They just don't want to miss out. And that's what it's about, is, again, what Ashley said, being able to not pretend, but be in that place of where you're going, not where you are right now. You've got to be able to mentally get there, mentally be every day, wake up and think, what would I do if I was already at 200K? How would I act? What would I say? What would my demeanor be like? What would my confidence level be like? What would my excitement level be like? Put yourself in that place. And if you can't get there yet, borrow someone else's confidence. That was the best advice given to me years ago when I got started, was borrow my confidence. And I did that. I remember thinking about my upline, and she was making like 30 grand a month. And I thought, oh my God, what would I be if I made 30 grand a month? Would I care if somebody told me no? Heck no, I wouldn't give a crap. My checks are 30 grand a month. I would just talk to the next person. How would my confidence be if I talked about the comp plan, or if I talked about the products? If I was making 30 grand a month, you know how my confidence would be? Through the roof. I would be so confident talking to people. I would tell them they needed to join me, and they needed this product, and they needed these bonuses. And if they want to join me, great. If not, gots to go, because I got a waiting list of other people I got to contact. Like
Exactly.
it is all about that perception, you guys. Perception is absolutely reality. It is 1000%. And you have got to you've got to have other people perceiving that you are knowing exactly where you're going. When you're having that sense of doubt, like, you know, will I ever get there? Man, I've been in 3 months and I haven't signed a customer yet. If this is the only thought process you're thinking, you are going to continue to feel down. You're going to continue to attract no one, because no one wants to be around somebody that's negative. Nobody wants to be around somebody that doesn't feel confident in what they're doing and confident about what they have their hands on. But if you start putting yourself in the place of where I'm going, right? Go to your Facebook page right now, every single person that's not 12K yet. And I want you to make a post that says, you guys, I'm so excited. I'm running towards my car bonus and it's going to happen any day now. That's the truth. It could, y'all, I've seen people literally find the right person and go 12K in 2 days. It's going to happen any day now. What I'm trying to decide is which car I should get. And dude, go post 4 different cars that you want when you go 12K and tell people which one would you pick. I'm telling you, people are going to go, she's going to get a car. Oh, she's like, actually, this is real, because she's actually like looking at them. She's actually gonna pick one out. Like, dude, she must really be gonna get in that car. Like, that is what people will be thinking. They're not gonna think, well, how far is she? Well, I wonder how long before she gets that car. Well, I wonder. No, all they're gonna be thinking is, dang, she's getting a car. And she sounds pretty damn sure about it. I need a car. I want a car. My car sucks. Like, that is what people are going to be thinking. It's all about your perception. It's not about lying to anyone. You're not lying to a soul talking about where you're going. I can confidently say that every single person on here will be a 200K if you do not give up, if you grow every day, and if you get your head in the right place. And if you have no time limit on your success, you'll get to 200K. Maybe in 2 years, maybe in a year, maybe in 6 months, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10. You'll go 200K. Quitting isn't an option. If you don't think Lavelle's still going to be here in 20 years, you're crazy. Y'all, it's still going to be here. And guess who's going to be a millionaire? All of you that stuck around, that stayed, that didn't give up, that got their heads out of their behind, stopped making excuses, and decided to do the damn thing. Like, every single one of you, I have no doubt in my mind. The only people that won't are the ones that quit, are the ones that can't get out of their own heads, are the ones that constantly make excuses, are the ones that don't get consistent. You can't sit around for 10 years and then call me and go, well, Lisa, I've been sitting here for 10 years and I'm still not a millionaire. Okay, well, did you get up every day? Did you put in the time? Did you put in the effort? Did you grow yourself as a person? Are you still thinking the same way today that you were 10 years ago? Because you won't. So it's really all up to you. I mean, this is the first time every single one of you guys on this Zoom, it's the first time in your life that you have an opportunity in your hands that is a for sure win, and you're in control of it. It ain't the lottery where you went and bought a ticket and you're crossing your fingers. Hell no. This is real, y'all. This is real. You want to know how I know? Because this waitress from Toledo, Ohio, it made $1 million in this business, and I had never done anything like it before. And I'm a hot mess. Spend a couple days with me, you'll see that. How do I know? Because Jill just got a $40,000 bonus. How do I know? Because we just talked to how many people on tonight that got 80,000, 12,000, 4,000. This is how I know. You're no different. The only difference is these people have been in longer. They have done it a lot different. They have a different attitude, a different mindset, a different perspective, but you know it can be done. This is the first time in all of your lives that you absolutely have $1 million winning ticket in your hand. All you have to do now is just do the do. Just do it. It'll happen. Get rid of the time limits. Get rid of the stress. Get rid of the, oh my God, I haven't signed a customer yet and it's been 2 months. Get rid of all that. Worry is the most wasted emotion on the planet, and it certainly is not going to get you anywhere. So I hope that what all of you guys will do is listening to these stories, no matter how fast or how slow you're going, know that if you are improving every day, know that if you have changed your mindset, know that if you are going to get consistent, that you're going to get somewhere. End of story. And like I told everybody the other day, it may not be this bonus. You may not get to April and you may not grab a 4,000, a 12,000, a 40, and 8,200. You may not. You want to know why you may not? Because you're just not there yet. Because you just started getting consistent, and consistency takes time to show the world that you're serious, right? To build your network. All of that stuff takes time. But guess what I know? I've been with Lavelle now for 4 years, and what I can tell you is these bonuses will be back. And when they come back next time, you'll get it next time, because you will have done the right things and stayed consistent and gotten the right mindset, and you will hit your bonus time, right? But even bigger than that is the fact that if you don't give up, where you can go with this. I mean, who cares about a bonus? Go 200K, that's a bonus every week in your pocket. Like, just being a 200K is a bonus. I mean, the money you will make. So know that you guys have your hands on something that's truly amazing, remarkable, life-changing. For the first time in your life, no one can take it from you, and you are in control of whether you cash in on it. You are in control of all of it. It's just up to you. It's up to you and what you're going to do with it. You know, you can sit here and go, well, I'm just a shy person and I don't have no friends, and it's already been 3 months and I ain't signed no customers, so I guess I'm just not good at this. Or you can say, you know what? I am shy, but I'm getting better, and I'm going to grow out of my comfort zone. And you know what? I didn't have a lot of friends, but I'm making new ones every day. And I haven't signed a customer yet, but they're coming. That's the difference. That is the difference. Which one are you going to be? Which person? And you know, if you're on here right now and you hit your VIP bonuses, either one of them, you're in the top 1% in this company. And if you went 4K in 30 days, you're in the 0.5% of this company. Y'all, why do you think they make challenges and bonuses and give you stuff? Why do you think they're giving you $660 and $800 in sales twice in your first 14 days? Because it's hard. It ain't easy to come into a new business and sign 2 customers and 2 promoters and do that twice. It's a challenge. It's effort, right? It's work. That's why a lot of people don't get those bonuses. But those bonuses are just that. They're bonuses on top of, right? That's what bonus means, on top of. It has nothing to do with where you can go or where you can take this business. A bonus is a bonus. They come and go. You get them, you don't get them, none of that matters. It's the long run. It's the long haul. It's where you're going in the end. And I'll tell you what, it's always a cool Zoom when you get to hear so many people that didn't get those bonuses that are now getting $40,000 bonuses because they didn't give up, because they kept going, because they knew, you know what, I didn't get these, I just keep going. Because those people didn't set time limits. Those people didn't put, they didn't come in with a negative attitude. They didn't wake up every day with a heavy heart and a heavy mind thinking, oh my gosh, I need to sign a customer today, because that's not what it was about for them. So y'all, get your heads right. I got to thank everybody. Y'all, we had the best guests on tonight. Like, seriously, our team is so full of so many people promoting right now. Be happy for them. You know what, you've got to get in that place of gratitude, gratefulness, and happiness for other people. And when you do, things start to happen for you. Don't be jealous. Go see what those people are doing. Ask questions. Take their tips on these Zooms, and then say, you know what, maybe not this time, but next time. Maybe I won't get a bonus this time, but I'm going to take everything these people are saying and I'm going to have my time. But get grateful for other people. Because until you can get in that place of gratefulness for others, then you cannot get in a place where you're ever going to move ahead on your own, where you're going to start accepting amazing things into your own life. Don't look at people and be jealous or envious, or, it's hard to do those things, but you've got to change that mindset. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I know it was a long one. I'll try to keep them shorter in the future, but it's gonna be hard, y'all. I'm just being real, because I'm trying to interview everybody. Not only because I want to recognize these amazing rock stars, but because I want their knowledge, and I think all of you do too. So if we gotta, rock and roll a little bit longer over the next couple months to get all the goodness, that's what we're gonna do. Because I'll tell you what, I mean, when I was running in the beginning and I wanted to change every part of my life, and I was sick and tired of putting things back at the grocery store and crawling through the one door in my car that opened, I was willing to stay on Zooms and calls, and anything I had to do, I was on every single one of them. And I didn't care if they lasted 5 hours. I was going to put my earbuds in, because I wanted all of the knowledge. I couldn't get enough of it. So those of you guys that are bothered by it, well, get off. Guess what? Get off. You don't have to listen. But those of you guys that want it, or you have to get off, guess what? Don't feel bad. There's a recording. Listen to the first hour, go back to listen to the second half hour that you missed. But my best advice to all of you guys is if you can stay on, even when these Zooms run a little bit longer. And if you have to get off, because I get it, kids, school, bed, all of it, make sure you get on that recording and listen to what you missed, because you never know what kind of nuggets could have been laid at the end of one of these calls that could change your business forever. It's been one of these kind of calls, meetings, Zooms, lives. It's one thing I've heard that's been that thing that I've been able to tweak that's changed my business. So y'all, it's important. Get on these. It'll keep you sane, excited, encouraged, and best tips ever. Thank you guys to all my guests. Thanks to all of you guys for hanging out with us tonight and sticking around and pouring into yourselves. And we're just getting started, guys. Don't already start talking down, thinking, counting yourself out. It's the first month. We still have until April. Have you guys not heard what people are doing on this Zoom? They were nowhere and literally skipping 2-3 ranks just this month. Just this month. If you don't think that 3 months left is not enough time, y'all have no clue what you're talking about. It is so much time, and we're just getting started. Tax returns are coming, stimulus checks. Oh, it's on. It's on. Come mid-February, that's when you're really going to see a spurt. And those of you guys that stayed consistent through January, even if you weren't signing anyone, you guys are the ones that are going to start seeing that huge shift in your business come mid-February and beyond. So I'm super excited. Love you guys. Happy Thursday. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, get on tomorrow morning Zoom if you're up. It's going to be a good one.